Hi, Dave Skosick with PR Delaware. This morning, I am with Herb Conowitz, Vice Chair of the Dover Interfaith Mission for Housing. How you doing, Herb? Good to see you again.
Good to see you, buddy.
Herb, you're known around the city and around the whole area as a philanthropist who's involved in many, many things. I know you've won many awards, but today we're here to talk about the Dover Interfaith Mission. What is it?
Well, it's a homeless shelter for men. And basically, we've been here going on 8 years. This thing really started when the House of Pride, which is located here on New Street, had some problems. Men were coming down in the wintertime from Philadelphia and Wilmington. It was really cold like it is right now. And they were able to get hold of 3 buses and put it behind their property. And everything was fine. She was feeding them and bedding them at night, and then somebody turned her in, and the city came in and closed her down. So we had all
lady
these
who was running it, Marion Harris?
Marion Harris, yeah, who was doing a fine job. She was there for over 40 years. So we had all these men on the street, and one of the local churches, Christ Church, got wind of it and said, we've got to do something about bringing these guys in. So they started putting cots out and what have you and feeding these guys. And then they were there for about a month. Then they decided to move this to another church, and that's when I got involved in it. It was, maybe about 6 months after they started it. And then they went from church to church to church, and then when the, basically when the winter was over and the spring was coming on, people said, these guys are still homeless, even though it's getting warm outside. So that's where the idea of the Dover Interfaith Mission came from.
And how do we get into this building here that we're in right now?
Well, this building here basically was 7 different businesses. The land outside was a dump. There were cars out there and old tires and things like that. And the city stepped in with a Dover, Downtown Dover Partnership. They bought the land and they rented it back to us for $500 a month for 10 years.
Well, how many people are housed in the building?
Right now we have 36 in here that we feed, we bed. That's not all we do. We have consulting and mentoring and what have you, trying to get these guys jobs. We've been very successful. We've had over 1,200 men go through here, and over 750 of them are working.
Wow. And how many meals did you serve last year? We were talking about
that. We served 12,000 meals last year on a budget of 0. Because this community has stepped up to the plate.
So you're not supported by government funds?
We get $15,000 from the state.
Okay.
That's a nice stipend. Nothing from the federal government, although just recently we got a grant for re-entry of prisoners. We got a $97,000 grant, and our responsibility is to go into the prisons, meet with the guys about 6 months before they're coming out, and decide whether they're going to come to the shelter or possibly they're going to go back to their families. If we're successful with this first go-around, then there's another one behind that and another one. So theoretically, if we do the job that we know we can do, it's about a $300,000 grant, which is huge for us.
And your involvement has strictly been from the heart?
That's the only thing. I was in business for 53 years, and because of I was in the textile business, and because of what went on with things coming in from overseas, we decided to close it down. It was just a financial drain, so when I got home, my wife said, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know. She said, well, you're not staying home. I said, okay. I said, I understand.
She was going to make you homeless.
Yeah, that won't happen. We've been married 56 years.
Oh,
so
my gosh. Well, congratulations for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So where do people stay during the day? In other words, once they have breakfast, they have to leave.
They have to leave.
Right?
There's no loitering on the premises. The only men that can stay here are the guys that are working on night shift. And we do have a number of them working at Amazon up in Middletown. Believe it or not, they're driving back and forth. Oh. Amazon's been a real shot in the arm to this part of Delaware, to tell you the truth.
So it's almost, in addition to helping people right off the street, it's also a transition kind of a program.
Exactly. After they've been successful in getting a job or they're on disability, we have 3 transition houses. We've got 14 guys in the houses. And just about 2 weeks ago, we opened up a 30-bed facility on Walker Road.
Right here in Dover.
In Dover, and we purchased the building. It was a Catholic Charities building. They had been in there about 11 years, and we just opened that up. So we're going to, right now we got about 8 men in there, and we're going to eventually have 30 in there. You have to have a job or be on disability.
So now when people who are out during the day who are not employed, they're out looking for work, right?
That's correct, and we help them do that. We have counselors here that actually go out into the community looking for jobs for these people, and we've been very successful.
You train them and teach them their resumes, help them with that sort of thing?
Teach them how to dress, how to look somebody straight in the eye when you walk in, how do you shake hands and things like that.
Before we run out of time, how can people help?
Well, they can contact us with donations. We're at P.O. Box 1148, Dover, Delaware, 19904. They can drop off clothing here and all kinds of food. Doesn't make any difference what it is.
Clothing,
Yeah, clothing.
They can make cash trend
Right.
contributions that they would like. Okay, and all that will be on the screen. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
Well, I'd like to just mention, if I can, we just opened up a resource center here on January 5th. January 5. That's for people that are sleeping on the street.
Okay.
People call them bums, we call them people. Everybody deserves a chance, and we're working with them. One day last week, we had 71 people come through there.
Oh
that
my
are
gosh,
homeless.
really?
3 of them women. Three of them women and pregnant. These people are on the street.
So we hope people will contribute, will call, will get involved.
Right.
Okay, I'm with Herb Conowitz here in Dover, Delaware at the Interfaith Mission. I hope that you'll contribute, get involved, and help this fine gentleman. Thanks so very much.
Thanks, Dave.